So I just heard the first Christmas song on the radio the other day. Seems a little bit too soon. It's not even Thanksgiving yet, but that means that the holidays are going to be upon us very quickly. Let's be honest, I love the holidays, but this time of year is just downright crazy. The last thing you need is to be worried about what you're going to be serving your guests for the rest of the year. So I'm the expert here. Why don't you let me take care of that? I'm going to recommend a few easy, accessible, and affordable wines that are going to last you through the holidays and be great for all the foods that you're going to be serving on the table. There's just something kind of like innate in us this time of year. We start craving heavier foods, and we also migrate towards drinking heavier wines as well. I love good Cabernet Sauvignon or Merlot, but I actually prefer to do those after the meal. I'd like to suggest that we go with something lighter bodied and also less tannic too, and I have three main reasons why. The first quality I'm looking for in a wine is its acidity, and by nature, lighter red wines tend to be very acidic. Acids in wine are a palate cleanser and they're also a flavor enhancer too. So for that reason, these wines are going to magnify these complex seasoned dishes that we're eating this time of year, and they're going to balance out the fats and oils that we find in some winter fare. The second reason I'm recommending a lighter red wine is because they tend to have less oak in there. I love a good oaky red wine, but sometimes oak can just overpower and get in the way of the flavors in the food that you're eating. And the last reason I'm recommending lighter, less tannic reds is because they tend to be a little more simple. And I don't mean that in a bad way. When you have a light red wine like this that has one or two key flavors, it won't interfere with the food that you're eating. In fact, I like to say that it kind of dances gracefully alongside of it. So let's talk about a couple of wines that are going to be great for the holidays. Let's start with Grenache. So Grenache is one of my favorite wines, and unfortunately here in the United States you don't hear too much about it. It's famous for being in Rioja wine, and it's also in Châteauneuf-du-Pape. Now, Grenache is very approachable and creates what I would consider rustic wines, and it delivers these really strong, intense flavors of candied cherry and berry, which, as you can guess, go well with roasted poultry and roasted pork. Now, Grenache is doing really well in California. This one here is from Paso, Robles, and I love it. Now, we can't talk about the holidays without mentioning Beaujolais. Now, Beaujolais is a region in southeast France, and you probably know Beaujolais Nouveau. It's a very gimmicky, famous red wine that comes out on the third Thursday of every November, conveniently right before Thanksgiving, and it tends to be a little lower quality and not necessarily that good. But Beaujolais actually has a secret. They make really good, high-quality wine too. Beaujolais is made from a grape called Gamay, and it's like a fruit bomb in the glass. Tons of cassis, pomegranate, cranberry, so you can tell why this is a great holiday wine. And these wines are especially good with charcuterie, so perfect for serving before the meal. Now, if I had to pick my favorite wine for this time of the year, hands down, I'd say Pinot Noir. Now, if you took the autumn and the holidays and fermented them in the glass, this is what you would get. Cranberry, strawberry, raspberry, wet leaves, forest floor, and sometimes even campfire smoke too. I mean, if that doesn't sound like the holidays in a glass, I don't know what does. We have 4 Pinots here from regions that I think are really worth calling out. Burgundy is the OG of Pinot Noir. France is the birthplace of the Pinot Noir grape, and personally my favorite. Wines like this are going to be a little bit lighter and more subtle. This one here was full of tart cranberry and had some orange zest in it too, and for that reason it would be perfect with a Thanksgiving turkey. The state of Oregon is really coming into its own as far as Pinot Noir is concerned. These tend to be on the juicier side, so bursting with a lot of like fresh fruit flavors, and they're great for elevating creamy dishes. So I would recommend maybe doing this with like a mushroom risotto. The cooler regions of California, like Sonoma for example, are making some really fantastic Pinot Noirs. Cooler climate Pinots like this are high in the acidity, so they have that refreshing palate cleansing effect. And this one was strong in strawberry and berry flavors, so I think it would be great with brie, but interestingly, sweet potato pie. Now, Argentina is better known for its Malbec, but they make fantastic Pinot Noir. Winemakers like Dr. Laura Catena, whom we had the pleasure to meet a couple of weeks ago, are using the elevation of the Andes Mountains for cooler temperatures to make for these light, acidic Pinot Noirs. They're really herbal in flavor. I found a lot of mint and Earl Grey tea in this one, and for that reason I think it would be awesome with like a lamb shank. So I know that the holidays can be a stressful time of year, but at least now you can relax knowing that your wine game is taken care of. And since we're here talking about it, keep in mind that not only are these great for drinking, but they would make good gifts for this time of year too. As always, thanks for hanging with me today, and I hope you have a happy, healthy, and tasty holiday season. I'll catch you for the next Premium Wine Club tasting or maybe the next video on YouTube. Cheers.